Susan. Susan lost her virginity at the age of 14 years old to some guy at some party. From that point on, Susan had a pretty steady stream of boyfriends, on and off, through junior high, high school, college. She dated some of the football team, basketball team, baseball team, some of your friends. Well, anyway, in between these on and off guys, she also had a few hookups here and there. A couple friends with benefits, a few flings. Nothing unusual, right? Well, anyway, sometime in college, Susan meets someone who she thinks is the one. Her and the one have to talk about sexual history eventually, right? They want to get married. She's got to tell him that she's had about 38 partners in her lifetime. Kind of gross, huh? Well, let me tell you something. What if I told you that Susan wasn't Susan? Susan is Steve. Steve lost his virginity at 14. Steve had 38 partners. Is this more culturally acceptable? Yeah. For some reason, it is not okay for Susan to have 38 partners in a lifetime. She's what we would call a whore. If Steve has 38 partners in a lifetime, we call him a social butterfly, right? Well, the truth is that nobody wants to be Susan's number 39. No one wants to marry Susan and be number 39. That's gross. But what about Steve? What if Steve asked to marry me? What would I say? I don't see anything special about Steve. Whether he's had sex with one girl or 100, what does Steve have to offer me that he hasn't offered to another woman? And that brings me to my point. What do I value? Male virginity. And not the fake kind either. The kind where oral sex and anal sex isn't sex. I'm talking real male virginity, done on purpose. That's what I value. And why shouldn't I? What's sexier than a man that respects God and respects women? Well, how does a man respect God by not having sex with anybody other than his wife? Let me tell you. It's pretty simple. In the Bible, God says don't have sex with anyone except for your wife. And when you do it often, and you have a lot of fun. Plain and simple. How does a man respect women by not having sex with a woman that's not his? Well, he respects her body. First of all, her body doesn't belong to her. It belongs to God. God lives in a woman's body. God lives in my body. Therefore, if you're not my husband, you shouldn't be violating my body. My body also belongs to my husband. If you're not my husband, you shouldn't be having sex with me. Period. A man that maintains his purity also shows commitment. He's committed to one woman for eternity. What's more, he's willing to wait for that woman, and that shows that he has patience. A man that is pure is confident. He doesn't have to have sex with a million women to show that he's a man. A man that is pure also has self-control. Well, what does it take to have self-control? You need to be strong, right? And we like strong men. It takes strength to make this commitment. Strength here, strength here. Well, strength here. What does that mean? You're smart. Strength here. Oh my gosh, we love strong men. We like biceps, pecs, abs, calves. Right, calves. We like strong men. What's more is that we also like strong hearts. It's very important to us because if you have a strong heart, that means you have a strong heart for us too. Well, what does it take to have a strong heart? Why would a guy have a strong heart? God, hello. A man that's strong in his faith is hot because he can't fail. When you look up to God, God's a solid truth. When a man looks up to God and a woman looks up to a man, that relationship can't fail between the man and the woman. It's plain and simple. So it's because of all these things. Strength, commitment, respect, all these things. It's so hot. Self-control, you know? That's why I value male virginity. But I need to ask you, ladies, why don't you value male virginity? becoming a prominent thing in our culture where for some reason they just aren't out there anymore. At least they hide. Why don't you value this? Why don't you affirm men that are virgins? You don't value a man that respects you, has self-control when it comes to your body? You don't value a man that's committed to you, who's willing to wait for you, who's patient? Gosh, we need patience. Look at me, I'm a handful. Men, why don't you value virginity? You don't value a woman looking up to you as a strong tower? You don't value a woman looking up to you because you're bound to be full of advice if you're so wise as to wait. So, I want you to consider all these things. Consider why I value male virginity. Not the fact that I do, but why. And then ask yourself, why don't you?